August 24th, 2013. While on our way to a family wedding out in the country, we made a stop at an old abandoned barn along the way. It was the same barn where my old darkroom used to be, and I wanted photos of it. Hopping out of the car at approximately 1:41 p.m., I went in with my camera. I already knew what I'd be shooting because I previously planned it. First, I wanted a shot of my old darkroom. Second, I wanted a shot of where I saw the alien, described in my book chapter, Darkroom Fears. Third, I also wanted a shot of the horse stall where my dad almost killed me once, but was stopped by some unknown force. I immediately walked over to the horse stall and snapped one shot of it, and being it was so dark, the flash went off. Afterwards, I snapped another of the backside of my darkroom, down the hall, and the camera flashed again. Next, I walked to the front side of my darkroom and snapped a couple of the photos of that too. Finally, I snapped the rest of the corridor leading towards the rear of the barn where I originally spotted the alien. According to the camera SD card, I snapped all of the shots within 1 minute. After placing the camera back in the case, I quickly exited the barn. I estimated my total time was about 1.5 to 2 minutes tops. Quickly returning to the car and hopping in, my wife Susie asked, "What took you so long?" "So long," I replied. "I was only in there 2 minutes at the most." With that, my daughter asked, "You were in there a lot more than 2 minutes. What's going on?" Susie, who was obviously keeping track of the time, remarked, "Dear, you left the car at 1:41 and you got back in at 1:46. You were gone for 5 minutes. Arguing the point, I said, "I couldn't have been. I say it's 2 minutes tops." None of us could agree how long I was actually in there, and because it was getting later, we decided to head for the wedding. Even though I knew there was no way I could have been in there 5 minutes, I decided to give up anyway and throw in the towel. I knew we were cutting it short and needed to get going. After the wedding and arriving home, I decided to upload the pictures from my camera to the computer. While examining the first shot, which was a shot of the horse stall where my dad almost killed me as a kid, I noticed spheres or orbs everywhere. At first, I didn't think too much about it until I saw another shot of the hallway behind my old darkroom, which also had orbs. Upon enlarging it, I noticed what seemed to be an alien face in the orange sphere. Susie was having a difficult time seeing what I was talking about, so I decided to superimpose an alien face similar to the one in the orb onto it. After noting it was almost identical to the existing face, I examined the picture more closely. In the same shot, right below the orb, I spotted the tag board from my old 6th grade science project, still stapled to the darkroom wall. I affixed it there over 40 years ago, trying to block out light leaks and the cracks in the boards. The original report was about space and included a large picture of our solar system, a photo of the Apollo 11 crew, including Neil Armstrong, Commander, Edwin Aldrin, Lunar Module Pilot, Michael Collins, Command Module Pilot, and photo viewing Earth from Moon, but all the pictures were missing. Here's a newspaper article and a picture of the original project taken by the Argus Courier newspaper dated April 25th, 1972. Although the paper misspelled my last name, it still contains the project. Please note the title Space is still there, as is part of the solar system poster. Remembering something familiar about the first picture of the horse stall, I decided to revisit it and further examine it. Taking a closer look, I noticed the orbs were set up just like our solar system and included an orange glowing sun in the center. Please note the planets Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Chiron, Neptune, Pluto, 2003, UV313, and Sirius are all within their belts. I also noticed more orbs of planets that weren't listed in our solar system, which brought me to the conclusion they were trying to send me a message. They were letting me know that the reason we can't see these planets or find other life within our system was they existed in parallel dimensional universes which were invisible to us. I also realized they were still trying to communicate with me by displaying the same solar system that I did on this wall. They were waiting for my return and knew that I'd be there in that barn that day and wanted to give me some sort of proof. I find their way of communicating very interesting, and the fact they're still interested in me in over 48 years even more fascinating.